Hello, everyone. Welcome to your Royal Mystic Collective Wisdom, episode number 5 for 2021. Next episode will begin back at number 1 since we'll be starting a new year of 2022. And in the interest of that kind of new beginning, this episode is going to focus on how to release old traumas, old past memories, old negative stuff that no longer serves you. It can be releasing a bad habit, releasing a person, a connection to a person. Um, I'll just give you some various ways. This is part of the collective wisdom that I have learned. So and I have. Let me think. If there's one that I'm about to say that I have not tried, I will tell you. But I'm sure that everything I'm about to tell you is something I've done to help myself release what I don't need to be carrying around. So there's two tools that you have that are very instrumental in letting go of things. First of all, the power of thought can also be the power of release. Okay, giving yourself permission to let go of things that no longer serve you is a great idea, but sometimes in practice, those things have grown sort of tentacles and they don't want to let go. So we have to remove them. The other thing is being able to take the role of being an active releaser, not trying to hold on to it to serve some old pain body energy. We want to let go of all things that are not in our best and highest good. So I'll quickly review through some of the things and give a little detail as I go. So writing is the easiest. So writing is writing it down, make a list, write a paragraph, write a whole epilogue, whatever you need to do. You can do individual ones for each thing or person or whatever traumatic event it is, whatever it is. It doesn't have to be even be trauma. It can be something that just seems to have some hold on you that carries guilt and fear. And you can be as grandiose as to say, I release the need to have guilt and fear. I release all guilt, shame, fear, anything negative that no longer serves me. I release it now. And every time you come up with something, then that's going to put the weight on you to actively release it. So you're going to have to start being aware. What are the thoughts that are coming in that are causing me these triggers, right? And you'll know when they start happening. It'll flag because you set the intention for that. Now, a lot of us already know what we'd like to let go of, and it includes physical things too. If you'd like to let go of sugar, or if you'd like to let go of a habit to just, I like salty foods and I shouldn't have them because it makes my high blood pressure worse, right? So those kind of things. Being in a place of letting go of anything that is counter to what your best health is, those type of things. You can just this is for anything. I'll just say a blanket thing. This is for anything. If it's a person, if it's a habit, if it's an old memory, we're going to let go of all these things. Um, you don't have to let go of the person because some of the things, like if the person's still alive and you still love them, but you want to forgive them for something that you seems to be unforgivable, or that you just can't get out of your head, that it keeps rattling around and coming back around every time you turn around, you're mad again about it. You can let go of that and not let go of the person. If this is someone, say a spouse or a parent or a sibling, or child, you don't, or a friend, you don't have to banish a person as long as it's the person is healthy for you. That's not something you have to do, but you can learn how to let go of whatever it is that's been hanging around and causing you pain. So, writing it down, let it all out. Just let yourself go with the flow, and don't be afraid that somebody's going to find it, because we're not going to keep it. That's the one thing you got to remember. If you're going to write it down, you got to we're getting rid of it. It's being written down so we can purge it out. Okay. So it's kind of like cleaning up your hard drive, where we're erasing where it used to live within our energy. And to do that, you can use two techniques that are very effective. You can put it on the barbecue pit and set it on fire. And I wouldn't do it like loose paper. I would roll it up and twist it into a tight little thing, so that way it all kind of burns together and it doesn't start flying off everywhere. And be careful with the lighter fluid, y'all. you don't want to set your house on fire or yourself. So allow that to happen. Do it in a fire pit or somewhere where it's held and that's not windy. Be safe. Use fire safely. And the other thing is, you can shred them. That's the non-fire way. Shred them, and then by all means, do not leave the shredder bin in with that stuff in it. Even though it's shredded, throw it away. Take that bag out, tie it in a knot, and throw it in the garbage so that it can go out with the trash. You guys hear me talk about on the channel, Royal Mystic Tarot. You'll hear me in the readings talking about give it the Viking funeral, death to the old way, right? Letting go. So Vikings have a very wonderful technique of letting go of their loved ones, or not so loved ones. They send them off in a boat that is built especially for the funeral, and they send a flaming arrow after it's safely away from the shore, and it drifts off into the sunset. So this is a mental technique. I'm not talking about literal doing this. Send your things off to Valhalla. Allow these things to go. So what I do is, when I have a thought that is really plaguing me, once I become aware that this thing is bouncing around in my head, I just simply say, bag it, tag it, put it in the boat. And that's my way of like throwing a big net over it and scooping it up and throwing it in the trash heaps so that I can send it out. And you can do this every few minutes, every few hours, the end of the day. You can do it multiple times a day, once a day. It doesn't matter. Just Viking funeral is get it out as quick as you can, set it on fire, send it off in your mind, not literally. This is a figurative thought. So another way to release energy, old stagnant energy, especially if it has to do with a physical thing. So sometimes you need to move things around physically. Purge excess things, old clothes, go through your garage, get rid of all the stuff that's just heaped in there that has absolutely no purpose. You'll find a lot of empty boxes and containers and things like that. Whatever has any value or can be given away, give it away, or sell it if it does have any monetary value. Have a yard sale or give it to Salvation Army. And if you have friends that might use it, give it to somebody you know can use it. Just release what in the whole mindset while you're doing this. We're not making you release your worldly possessions. What we're saying is release your unused, unnecessary baggage. We're letting go of things that we do not use anymore and that no longer suits us. So clothes that don't fit. Then we have another way to do cleansing and clearing is bathing rituals. Shower baths can be very, very useful in this process. So sage soap or clary sage oil is really good for this. Clary sage is good in the bath. You can put it on your skin with regular soap. It is a beautiful purification energy. And sage soap, they sell on Amazon. It's not very expensive, and I think it's made in France. And Epsom salts. Epsom salts is the energy of, it's magnesium, and you pour it in the water, and it is wonderful at clearing your energy. And if you don't have any of those things, you can use regular salt. Just put a little bit in your hand. You just have your little salt shaker, shake it in your hand, rub your hands together, and scrub your body. Don't do this without rinsing it off and putting moisturizer on, because salt will dry your skin out. So you don't want to do that every day, but it works. If you have an issue, salt is still 1000%. It works. So let's talk about also the bath, and you can put crystals and stones in your bath with you. You can always remember that whenever you're releasing just a plain shower, the movement of the water literally creates molecules that are charged because it's in motion. That is always a wonderful bath is very effective in resetting your energy. And I have lots of ideas that come to me in the shower and the bath. So I'm always where I can't write it down, right? That's where it shows up. So I also have one other little tip. It's a Coventry magic technique that has to do with candles. So they sell different candles for different purposes. Some of them are for prosperity and release and different, you name it, they got a candle for it. I never recommend black candles unless you are an actively Wiccan person and know what you're doing with a black candle, because they are very powerful. They are real magic. So that's not something you want to venture off into without having learned what you should know. The other thing is, in these candles, there are instructions most of the time where you can either write on the label that comes, wrapped around the outside of the candle. You can write your intention. You can write your release. You can let go of people, places, and things, and old memories, old and negative energy, illnesses, whatever you want to write on that paper. And you place it under the candle, and you light the candle each day with intention. Never leave a candle unattended. Those candles usually have oils, and they have been charged with the intention for whatever purpose they've been made for. They are a very subtle energy and will allow you to have a daily release. And then by the time you get down to the bottom of the candle, you take all of that and you bury it. Or you can set it free in a moving body of water. So I wouldn't put it in a plastic bag or anything. You just want to let it go. Burying it in the yard, you want to move it away from your house. I would definitely either that or throw it in the trash can and get rid of it. You definitely want to get it out of your house as soon as you finish the candle, so that you can, that's the point of it's all gone and done. You can even write in the wax on a plain candle, an everyday ordinary candle. You don't have to go buy a candle. You can use one you have in the house. You can write on the outside of the jar. You can write on whatever, however you want to do it. There's no rules. That's what's really cool, is it's your intention that's the whole energy of it. And just having the moment to stop, to isolate and meditate and allow yourself to really get down to what's stopping you. And that's half the battle too, is to just be able to identify what it is that you no longer want to hold on to. Now, there's some ceremonial things that are sold in some of the crystal shops and different spiritual shops. If you've seen the selenite knives, they're white selenite knives. Those are made for cutting cords and for this kind of thing, releasing things. They're not actual knives. They're just symbolic. And you can use them in a meditation to help you release things that have been attached to you or held on to you. And if you're in a place where you just feel like there's nothing that can let go of what's happened to you, if you feel like you own it, I want you to question the fact whether that's really true or not, because we all have experiences in this life that we don't fully understand why we end up in that situation or how much it's going to affect us. So, another form of release is forgiveness. And I really feel that's a very powerful healing and blessing simultaneously. So, allow yourself to forgive yourself and others who are part of whatever it is that's holding on to you, or why you feel that somehow it's only your responsibility. Um, you can take responsibility, but you don't have to punish yourself for eternity, as you know, through all existence. You still have to get on with the business of living this life and allowing yourself to have every chance of succeeding no matter what has happened previously. That's the blessing that we have. The grace that divine gives us is the ability to reinvent yourself, to forgive and bless yourself, forgive and bless others, and allow yourself to move into the energy of new, wonderful horizons. As you have hope for that, it will change the entire dynamic of how you may feel about the past and allow you to step into your best possible life and to receive the blessings in abundance. Because if you're blocking it by feeling you don't deserve it or that somehow you should be punished for something you did, that's not what this whole gig is about. That's what somebody has made you believe in order to keep you in a certain box. So understand you have all the power to forgive yourself and others, and divine would love nothing more than to help you do that. Um, Allowing yourself to move forward in forgiveness is the grace and is the wonderful thing about being alive, that we always, the minute we wake up a new day, we have the opportunity to change and to let go and to reinvent ourselves and to allow ourselves forgiveness as we allow others. So I hope this helps. And next little weekly thing will be all about setting new goals and how to set ourselves up for success for this new year coming in, being in a place of positivity and growth, and allowing yourself to receive the blessings you deserve, because everyone who's alive, no matter how awful they may feel that their life has been or whatever they've done, um, you deserve to redeem yourself. If that's the way you feel about yourself, redemption is always there, but you're the one who has the handle on whether or not you allow yourself to be redeemed. So I send you many blessings. Have a wonderful last week of this year. Let go of all that no longer serves you. Start fresh from right where you are. You don't have to go back. You don't have to change anything from the past. Start actively changing from this moment. I love you guys. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.